Hey everyone, Went Outdoors here. What am I doing? I'm glad you asked. I am rebaiting our bear baits. So we're back here with episode 2 of the quest for Parker's black bear. I'm going in for, this is a week after we first started baiting now. It's Friday. I'm going to rebait and check the baits, see if they got hit. But I kind of cheated, I already know they got hit. Because last weekend we baited them again on Monday before we left for home, and both were hit. Checked the cameras. Both were hit Friday night already after we baited Friday afternoon. So within hours, both our baits got hit. It's just crazy how good these bears can smell to find that within hours of us baiting. Either that or there's just a lot of bears around. On a side note, I'm getting swarmed with mosquitoes, like bad. I sprayed down a little bit, but holy man, they're just swarming me. At this bear bait we call the Y, there is a really good bear in here. He came in and pretty much spent the night at this bait. I put the camera on video and he just waddles right in, and you can tell those bigger bears, they kind of do more of a waddle than a walk. Their legs look real short, chubby, fat. Looks like they don't have any ears. He's like all neck and shoulders. His whole hide kind of shakes, jiggles when he walks. If you ever see those videos of those big grizzly bears running, it looks like they're just shaking. But he's big, and he literally slept in front of the bait for hours, in and out all night. And it's very early in the season, but we would love to have him come through here in September. So we're gonna try and keep these guys fed and keep them around. But a lot can happen between now and September. But let's hope for the best. Hopefully he stays around, or maybe a bigger one will show up. But he's really good. I'd say he's at least 300 pounds. I would think more, but I just don't want to over guess. Sometimes you guess high, especially on camera pictures, but the video you can get really good estimate on them. You get to see them turning, walking around instead of just a single shot. All right, made it in here. There ain't a single scrap left. Granted, the bears started out eating most of it, but then the coons, crows, other animals clean up all the straps, all the scraps. Looks like he messed with my camera again. Right there, he's pushed over. I checked the video from last weekend, and at one point he went over there and stood on his legs and scratched his back on that tree, and it moved the camera. It is what it is, whatever. Maybe I can move it up higher once, put it up there. That way it's not eye level with these guys. But I'm gonna rebait this and change the chip and go to the next one. So I just wanted to do a quick video of this. We put these stakes in some places, or we put marks on the trees to gauge the height of the bear when you're looking at the camera pictures. This is up to my waist, so it's probably 3 feet. And that bear this weekend came in, and from what I could see on the camera, he's taller than the stake, so that's putting his back this tall. So maybe I'm underestimating this bear. He's big. bears don't obviously just keep growing taller and taller, but the bigger ones are going to be taller. And he looks like a good one we want to keep around. It's just way too early to get excited, but it's exciting to see when you get a big one on camera. All right, I'm at bait number 2, Tony's bait. This one also got hit last week, Friday night. Now it's a week ago, it's a week later, Friday, June 3rd it is right now. So this one wasn't quite as big. It looked like about 130 pounder, which is about average for the state, I guess, right around there. Not the biggest bear, but it definitely got hit right away. It was in there quite a few times the next 2 days. So I'll go in here now, check it, rebait it, and see if some other bears joined them in the buffet. Made it to Tony's bait, and it's hit. That's what I figured. Pretty much all gone. And there, the second one is baited. I'd say it took me about an hour, I think, to do both of them. They're about 5 miles apart. But I suppose you gotta include filling the buckets at the cabin, filling the sprayer, getting your camera chips and everything you need, and then driving there. Like I said, they're about 5 miles apart. Then you gotta drive from one to the other. So that's just 2 baits. I had another one that's another half hour for sure. I had another one, so by midsummer, late summer, if we're doing 4 to 5 baits, it's gonna be 2 to 3 hours for sure. Each time, just to bait it. It just takes that much time, and you wanna spread out a little. You don't want them right next to each other. But it's fun. I always can't wait to see what that's on camera each week. Kind of the build up until the hunt. So after watching the videos, I realized we had this big one here. This is probably the biggest one. Then I thought it was the same one, but after looking at it, there's this one here. I'm pretty sure it's a sow. It's a little bit smaller, skinnier face. It's still a decent bear. Then this guy here is a 175, something like that, decent one. Then we have this old bald butt here. He's losing hair all over the place. I don't know if it's just from denned up all winter or what, but he's got hair missing on his butt and on his side there. And then when you see he turns here, he's got it on the other side. Right about now, I think there's another bigger bear coming in because he's getting a little spookish. And he turns, takes off out of there. Then the next video has this decent one in there, and I'm not sure if it's one of the same other bigger bears, but this is definitely in that 200-pound plus range bear. He laid there for quite a while, in and out. But this is the big guy we're after. I mean, look at him. He can't even get up. He's just giant. Stretching his legs, just sitting there. Like I said, he slept there all night, off and on. And just, look at him. He can't even move. He's got no nose. His face is so short. There's no ears. He's just giant. Look at him. I'm just going to roll over and sleep here, I guess. So that's a lazy bear. But when you're that big, I guess you can't move around too much. It just feels good just to lay there in front of your dinner plate. So at Tony's bait here, we have multiple bears. I wouldn't say anything really big, but they're really nice looking bears. You know, those 120, 150, somewhere in there. Scratching, just like a dog. I think every video they're just, I don't know if it's just so many bugs or what, but there he is, scratching again. Decent bears. I don't know if it's anything we want to shoot, but I don't know. There you get a good look at him. He looks pretty good. Thought the same bear over and over, and every time I see a new video, they looked a little different. You couldn't tell. Well, I think there's multiple ones. Like I said, nothing huge, but every other video they just looked a little strange. This one takes off because there's something else roaming around. You can tell they get skittish. And then finally I get a video with 2 of them in there, both the same size, but I think there's even one other one about the same size that have been hanging around in there. So they're in the bait there fighting a little bit. And then you can see the bigger one just keeps, look at them, they charge and run each other off. Kind of a cat and mouse game. So then this one finally comes in, and I'm pretty sure one's a sow, one's a boar, and he's trying to breed her, but she just must not be ready yet, because those bears should be breeding right about now. It's the time of year. But they stayed together the whole time, and at one point he kind of chased something else off right here. I saw some eyes in the background, and he takes off, probably another boar maybe, and he's claiming his territory that she's his, you know. So, but they were in and out most of the nights, all night long, a little bit during the day. Decent bears. Hopefully maybe something bigger will end up in here. Like I said, this is early, but they're all nice bears, and it's just kind of cool to see this on video, all this stuff unfold in front of the camera here. But they're getting hit pretty good. And at the end here we got some bonus animals. Here's a little hen turkey who's pecking around in there. And then eventually a young buck comes nosing in, but he's not too happy about this. He's pretty leery. I'm sure he can smell them bears. Gets a couple whiffs in here, and then he decides that's not for him. I'm gonna get out of here. These bears will eat me, literally eat me alive, so I'm out of here. Well, that's episode 2, our first update on our bear hunt quest for Parker's black bear. So far it's pretty promising. I think there's 7 to 8 different bears we have between the 2 baits, and that's early. Things will change throughout the summer. These bears might move on. Other ones move in. Sometimes you have big boars that are just venturing around looking for females. So they might show up and then disappear, and then maybe they'll show up again right before the season. Sometimes you do have bears that stick there the whole summer. They live right in that area, and they know their bait there, the food's there, so they just keep coming in. I imagine we'll see some sows and cubs eventually, but we will keep checking them every week. Every couple weeks I'll give an update, see if anything new happens. So hopefully you stay with us, subscribe, keep up on the action. It's been fun so far, and I can't wait what the summer's gonna bring, 'cause I went outdoors.